So I, for the longest time, was like, I've never had a sleep paralysis encounter until I was talking to my grandmother the other day, and she reminded me of one that I had when I was like a child, and it was at her house, and I was. George, you might remember this. You ever have like the creepiest but best sleeps at your grandma's house?
Yeah.
She had like the swamp cooler, so it was like mad cold in there. But I remember waking up at like 6 a.m, and I see what looks like a little girl. So like where I'm at is like I'm in the living room, but if I the room's here, the TV's here, but then if you look this way, it's like because it was like a manufactured home, so it like leads out to the side, but there's a back door right there. So at the back door, I see like a little girl just looking at me through the window, and I was like, what? And then eventually I like woke up or something, but I saw it like vividly, and I was like, did the neighbors have like a daughter? And she was like, no. Like,
yeah,
but I forgot about it. I had forgotten about it until literally just now when we were talking about sleep paralysis. I was like, wait, I talked to my grandmother and she told me that story.
Listen,
remind you about your fears.
I know, right? You've already put them in the deep. It's just sleep paralysis and just dreaming in general is a very, very weird phenomenon that has been studied over and over again. And sometimes it's just things you can't explain. I had a repetitive dream that my mom, when I was a kid, I was pushing my sister in the stroller, and we would always come to this building. And every time we did the same thing in the dream, we would go into the bathroom. She would use the bathroom and then transform into a werewolf and chase me through a colorful tunnel.
What the fuck?
I had that dream.
Oh my God, George.
I had that dream for months to the point where I was just like, I can't, like, I don't want to go to sleep. I already knew I was going to have it. I don't know what that means, but I was afraid of Michael Jackson, and I accidentally watched a Thriller video.
It's in the Ghost Hunt video.
Yes. And I was just like, I'm
That was
scared.
a great music video, though.
It was so good.
So good.
And it was in the movie theater. Who do you know could do that?
Michael.
That's
for
it.
sure.
That's it.
Travis Scott was in Fortnite.
Oh,
he did have a whole concert in Fortnite.
He did.
So I remembered that. So I deal with a lot of mental health issues, and a few years ago it got really bad to where like I had to go to therapy. I was seeing a psychiatrist. I was on 20 milligrams a day of Lexapro. That's crazy. My dreams, I hated going to sleep because they were so vivid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad. But I remember that, and I remember eventually I was able to get off of them a couple of years ago, and I was like, I can sleep again.
Yeah,
I'm having these vivid dreams.
You were probably having pregnancy dreams. Like when you're pregnant, you dream. Oh my God! When I was pregnant with my daughter, I dreamed that I gave birth to a wooden blue snake.
What?
Don't ask me.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the craziness of it.
It's crazy. And then I had another dream that I was holding her. I was pregnant. I was holding her on my hip. She was like 6 months old. She had black curly hair. And I was just looking at her, and my baby looked just like that dream whenever she was 6 months old. So it's just like, dreams are just weird.
Oh, Mari. Well, Mari, I'm glad you're getting help. She said, I'm on 20 milligrams of Lexapro right now. It fucked me up. I was, I remember because like for me, what it was, like I have really bad depression and anxiety. And it balanced me, but it balanced me at a low. So it didn't balance me like at a medium.
So you were like Eeyore. Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Sex life non-existent.
Damn.
Emotions non-existent. I mean, George was there for it. We had our first podcast when I was going through all that, and like I remember coming in, and George was like, "You good?" And I was like, "I think so."
Yeah. And I'd be like, "My boy,
we back,
right?
We back." But yeah, I mean, take your mental health seriously.
Yes.
So.
And don't be afraid of the dreams that maybe come with these medications. It's just
don't be me.
Yeah. It gets spooky. Another thing is whenever if you're trying to stop smoking patches or they give you really bad dreams.
See, Mari was like the withdrawals. Surprisingly, I didn't have any withdrawals. I think what it was my like scenario, like my job. I was just constantly stressed, like I'm gonna get fired anytime, and I did get fired, so premonition was right. But then when I started working at the studio, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get fired.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, George. Age well.